Hi, this is Paint Girly from Bricolage with Paint Girly. And recently I've been watching quite a few videos of gals that are creating journals from their Daphne Diary magazines. I have 4, and they just sit in a box until I think about them and want to look through them again. So I decided to make some journals, some junk journals with my Daphne's Diary magazines. It's not easy to pull something like this apart, but you can go on YouTube and there's so many different videos you can watch and get inspiration from. One is Junie Desiree comes to mind. And I was just trying to decide how I wanted to build a couple of journals. And some you'll see, fold their pages in half like this and trim them out. One gal, she goes through and dismantles the entire book. Junie Desiree, which I think she goes by JD, she goes through and picks out pages that she likes and she coordinates them, color, theme, stuff like that. One gal that I've found, her name, I believe, of her channel is megjournals. Now, she may have a Daphne's Diary video. That's not what I watched. I just watched her building a journal, and I liked her style. So I'll put all these things into my description box. But what I'm hoping to do is keep these videos to maybe an hour and then break and start up a new one. So this one, I'm not sure how far I'm going to get in an hour, but I'm just going to show you my process. I really struggle with editing, so this is probably going to be a real-time project. So I decided to dismantle the entire magazine for my purposes for this video series. And I'm going to try to get at least 3 small journals out of one magazine. Now, this one I haven't started to take apart yet. This one I have. So I just want to show you what I did with the magazine underneath. And then I'm going to put this aside and go to the other one. Now, if you're wondering, this is Daphne's Diary, number 6, a 2020 magazine is this one. And all I did basically was just tear my pages off. But the thing that I wanted to mention is that when you go ahead and start doing this, you're going to get a buildup over here of the spine. And then you run into a problem as far as getting a nice clean tear on your pages. So if you're going to do this and dismantle your entire magazine, you want to address, once you get a little bit of a lip here, you're going to want to address that. So one gal I watched, she uses a pair of scissors to trim that. I use a little X-Acto knife and just carve down. Of course, my X-Acto knife looks like it's gone missing. It's not in its spot. Oh, that's not good. And all I do is, this one's not sharp enough. Let me see, I'll grab this one. If I can't reach it. All I do is take a sharp X-Acto knife and, oh, this one's working okay. And then I just scrape it a little bit. You want to keep your fingers out of the way. The problem I had with the scissors is I couldn't get close enough, and then I was cutting into the pages. So for me, and the way my brain works, this is what works best. So, and you could do this project with any magazine. If you have a magazine that you really like, it doesn't have to be a Daphne's, right? So once you clean off all that little bit of glue there from the binding, try not to damage your pages, then it just tears off nice and clean again, right? So that's what I did for the entire magazine. Now, if you're familiar with Daphne's Diary at all, you'll know that you get little bonus pages, and you usually have a page or two of stickers or something to cut out and build. There's a couple of recipes. So, see, there's a sticker page. I don't know where the sticker page is from the one I'm actually going to work with today. That's curious. So this one is a 2024, and this is number 5 of Daphne's Diary. And I've got this yucky part down here. But I want to use this because I like having her name on the diary. So like I said, I was going to try to get 4 journals out of this, but I think I'm going to shoot to only get 3. We'll see how I make out. So I pulled off the covers, and that's what I've got here, the front cover and the back cover. And then I dismantled the magazine, so I'm going to put the covers aside. Now the magazine basically measures 9 by 12. So what I'm going to do is cut this, well, once I dismantled them from the book, from the magazine, I then came through, I took my little special pages, I've got them in the back, and then I trimmed off all that yucky edge that was stuck to the, maybe I should move my camera up a little bit, stuck to the spine, right? And so now my thought is I'm going to just cut these in half because they're 12 inches, so I can have, it's 6 inches tall, and then I'm going to fold the pages this way. So it's basically going to be like a 4 by 6 kind of a size journal. The covers I'm going to use for my covers. So the other thing I was thinking is throughout the magazine, if you're not familiar with it, there are little letters. So I want to make sure that I have those where they can go in the same journal, possibly in the same signature. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm pulling out anything that looks like a letter. Now some of these pages I wouldn't necessarily use, but I decided because I wanted to try to get 3 journals out of 1 magazine, I'm going to try to use all the pages. I mean, there's really not a bad page. See, so here's another one. Now, I could have done this ahead of time, but I wanted you to see what I'm doing. Sometimes it's better to see it than to have it already done for you. And then you're like, I wonder how she did that, or why did she do that, or maybe you don't really care. Maybe you don't really care. Now, I'm not thinking I'm going to worry too much about theme or color. It's going to be more eclectic. Now, this is the first time I'm trying to do this, so we'll learn together. Not sure I will make some Rs. Well, it's not really an R, right? This isn't a letter, but this is a little poem. So let's keep that, and let's keep this. This is one of those like special little pages. Not sure how that's going to work. There's another letter. These are little balloon thingies that you can put together, and these are little medallions to use. My recipes. Okay, so now all my special pages for the most part are here. So I'm going to take those and put those in a separate stack. I'm going to set those over there to the left of me. And I've got my letters. All right, so now I want to create my pages, and I'm basically going to cut these in half. But there are some that might not cut in half well. Well, there are probably a lot that won't cut in half well. So I'm just going to have another. See, some of these I don't think I'm going to worry about. I'm just going to cut them. Because, I mean, how bad does that look? And then it's going to be folded, you know, again, this way. So make sure you check out both sides. These are all pretty much laid out the same. Okay, so now I've got this one. So I've got the hot air, little hot air balloons. So with this one, I may want to take my page out of the center. I think I'm going to have plenty of pages. So I'm going to start another stack. I think that one will work. I love the buildings and the scenery. You know, she is probably not going to work. So I might use this as a tag or some kind of embellishment if I decide to cut it this way. But if I take my 6 inches out of the center, let's see, what am I going to end up with? Look at her little head. But see, she's going to be folded anyway, right? So I might let that one go. We'll see when I actually start cutting. We're going to start cutting. Now this one, I think I'm going to try to get just the birds. I don't want the bottoms of the birds. And then I might be able to use that bottom section. All right, so let's put that one aside. Same with this one. Oh, that's kind of cute too, isn't it? Okay, so if we're going to think about that page. You know, this part of the magazine was more like pinkies and shabby chic. Now we're coming into the food part. I love this, but see, I think this one will be okay if I... See, that might look okay. And then on the other side, we've got the dress. Little paper dress. So I think I'm going to be okay with that one. Gloves. That one. And I certainly can change my mind as I work through. They're getting all slippy. They're not real shiny pages. Just have like a little semi-gloss to them. I've got my coffee here. Getting cold. Now, of course, this was the back side. We've got wine bottles there. But see, that looks okay. Yeah, that'll be all right. So ideally, I'm going to work towards 3 signatures. And I'm basically going to use the binding technique that megjournals uses. So I just want to make sure. Yep, 12 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and start cutting some of these. Now, on my cutter here, I can do several sheets at one time. So So you're going to need some, all right, so I want 6 inches. So you're going to need some, I usually cut crooked, some kind of thread, and needle to bind. Okay, I'm just going to stack these. Now see, I'm a little off. Shocker. Now because I trimmed off those edges that were hooked to the spine, see, now I can just come in and nicely cut these. I just have to remember I want 6 inches. I'll get my mouse out of the way. I guess the magazine's a little... No, that one cut pretty good, so I must have been off. Okay, I think I can put a few more. And I decided I'm just going to cut that little gal's picture in half. Now, Meg Journals, she said she uses about 10 pages. I think that's what she said, in each of her signatures. But if you've been making journals for any length of time or ever made a journal, you probably have your own ideas of what you like and what works. Most of the time for me, I think I stay between 9 and 15. So we'll just see. Now I'm going to have a big stack of pages here. Oh, I saw this little crinkly edge, and I thought, oh, I've got a torn edge there. Now I have a small guillotine cutter trimmer, paper trimmer. It doesn't work that well. And because it's small, it doesn't take the bigger pages. And I'm going to be doing some other trimming here, I'm sure. So this is just getting me started. I've got one page here that's not cooperating. My goodness, it's still not cut. You could do this with a ruler if you don't have a paper trimmer. You could use scissors. Just because you don't have a lot of equipment, or you don't have, say, what I have or other folks that you see on a video, doesn't mean that you can't do a project like this. Sometimes you have to think outside the box. So see, now I've got quite a stack of papers here for pages. Now these are the ones that we put aside to think about. And I think that one will be okay to cut that one in half. Now the birds here, I definitely want those birds. So I need them to be 6 inches. So I'm going to trim across the top of their little head. And all my pages don't have to be the same size. So, I'm going to be doing some other trimming, I'm sure. So now I'm going to line this up where my 6-inch mark is. And that can be one of my 6-inch pages. See, and I might be able to incorporate these somehow, or even use little, oh look, it looks like I missed the letter, but it's on the back of the birds. I wanted the birds. Now let's just see where this lands. It's folded in half. Air balloons. I think I'm going to go ahead and trim these. Now, while I have my cutter out, I did not trim the edge of my front cover. I don't know if I did the back cover or not. Let's have a look before I put my... So I want this to be right about there. I think I did my other pages there, so let's do that. And I'm going to throw that out. I don't need that. And then I'm going to make this 6-inch because I'm just going to have it the same size as my pages. So there I've got 2 covers. Now the back cover is kind of cute. It doesn't have Daphne anywhere. But see up here it has Daphne. And they've got that cute cat and dog there. So this is going to be hard. Let's see where this puts me. Ooh. Huh. I think I want the cat and dog. So I'm going to trim a little bit off the bottom. And then let's put that at the 6-inch mark. And I'm just going to make it, I think, with that little tag. And I don't know if I'll keep that or not. See, and then I'm going to cut this out and use that. So now I've got enough for my 3 covers. So for right now, I'm going to put my cutting board, my paper trimmer down here and start to work with some of these. Now, I know I always have a glare, which is annoying, but it is what it is, right? So now I'm going to come along and start folding these. And for right now, I think what I'm going to do is just fold them in groups of 10. Now, see, a page like this, see, they're right in the center. So I don't want to fold that right in the center. I'm going to fold this one. I'm going to offset this a little bit. See, so these are all going to, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that basically can be one signature. Adjust my camera a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So basically, because this is my first time doing this, and I just want to get it going, right? So I'm not worrying about colors. I'm not thinking about a theme. That's why it's going to be eclectic. This is just going to be eclectic, and I think it's still going to be very cute. So I'm going to continue on doing this. Now, the other thing that I need to think about, which I kind of put off to the side, so I'm going to go ahead and probably wrap this one up, this video up. See, so this can be another signature. They all fit inside of each other. And then what I might do is I'm going through and I'm folding these. If I see some that I don't like or it doesn't lay out well, being as I'm just doing 3 little journals instead of doing 4, trying to get 4. See, that's going to be a cute size journal, isn't it? And the thing of it is that my channel is almost at 2,000 subbies, so I want to have some giveaways. Now with the letters that we pulled apart, I want to trim these and cut them down where I can use them as pages in a journal and have them where the recipient of the journal can then read the letter and have the whole letter in their magazine, in their journal, the whole letter from the magazine. So like this one's going to trim out very nicely because it's exactly, it breaks right where I would need to cut it. This one, I just miss it. So I'm going to come down, trim this, and then I'll take a little bit off the top of that one. See what I'm saying? This one's a poem. It's easy. Let's see where this lands. Same thing. So I'm going to have to come down to the bottom of this little section, cut here, and I'll just trim off the top. One page is going to be shorter. One page is going to be longer. So you see what I'm saying here. And then I think these other ones, we'll get to those as we move through and start to build the journal. So that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for joining me. I will see you in the next video when we continue building a journal from a Daphne's Diary magazine. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. And don't forget, take time to be creative and enjoy the journey. Bye for now.